And looking like our opponents are just about ready to get started. So are we. So are you. And our first quarterfinal matchup of the evening will be EnTe versus SyDe. We're going to fix the bracket info here, and we're going to get started on Northern Isles. Coming at you right now. And this will be interesting. Night Elf. Sorry, Undead Mirror. Have my my brain still twisted from last couple games where we had Night Elves in both series we were casting previously. But right here, right now, we have EnTe versus SyDe in the bottom left, donning the yellow trunks. We have SyDe, our winner from last best of 3, and a great best of 3 series, versus Neutron. Neutron will be heading down to the lower bracket and will try to battle his way back into the top 8 to find himself into the Dreamhack main event. And in the top right, we have EnTe donning the red trunks, going Lich first. Both players opting for the Lich first and Undead Mirror. And Vitaloom, how are you doing? Welcome back. I'd enjoy our best of 3 coverage of EnTe versus SyDe Dreamhack close qualifiers in the quarterfinal. Did not get to catch any of EnTe's games from his best of 3 round of 16, but was able to 2-1 his way into the quarterfinal. Acolyte of EnTe just being an annoyance, going to be dealt with swiftly by the ghouls, and the Lich will pay the price for being out of position. And some early XP, 25, going to go to the Lich in exchange for his own Acolyte. EnTe also going to enjoy 25 XP. And if we have fans in the chat, who are you rooting for? Let's get a prediction up. Who wins the quarterfinal? Is it SyDe, or is it EnTe? 2 minutes, everyone. Get your votes in. Get those channel points. And the Ring of Todd going to EnTe. And a nice juicy claws going to the Lich of SyDe. So SyDe's Lich already looking quite strong. Going to continue taking down the Murloc camp. Replenishment potion is his. But EnTe has a different creep route in mind. Going to go for the natural. Very interesting. Both players going for the Lich first. Lich Mirror. Undead Mirror. Everything is the same. Lich getting level 2. Going to take the sacrificial. And maybe our first encounter of the evening. A nice deny there from the Lich. He needs to be careful not to get surrounded this early in the early game. Another nice sacrifice from the Lich of SyDe, as EnTe needs to be careful. Don't want to take too much damage this early on, even though you do have 2 rings. So a lot of extra armor, but not quite what you're looking for here. Lich pulling the creep camp before TPing on out of here, trying to be as disruptive to SyDe as possible. Make him pay some sort of price. Both players heading on back home, and the Dark Rituals continuing to be pretty effective as both took it second. Able to help out with the denies. Keep the mana count as high as possible for both of our Liches. As now SyDe wants to take down his natural Expa, and will certainly do so with plenty of breathing room. And the Crystal Ball will be picked up from that Creep Camp. Ritual Dagger, not the greatest healing item in the game, but picked up anyway to help stabilize this army at least a little bit. SyDe knows exactly where EnTe is, going to pay a visit, but not going to get there in time, but does take down 2 ghouls, so a nice Nova with quite a bit of value. A little 2-for-1 deal from SyDe. Going to want to take down a Skeleton Warrior as well on the way home.
A player's forces are under attack.
As EnTe looks to go finish up what he started and get a Wand of Mana Stealing for his efforts. Will be pretty useful in the early game here. Be able to prevent any Novas from your opponent and maybe get an extra Nova of your own. SyDe checking out the expo of EnTe, making sure nothing fishy is going on. And back home. Gonna get healed up by the Death Knight, going right to Tier 3. Slaughterhouse on the way, going to see some statues coming out from both players, and it is as much of a mirror as you can get.
A player's forces are under attack.
Lich DK from both opponents. Level 3, level 1. Although SyDe slightly ahead in the XP. Nice Nova onto the Lich, slowing him down. We'll follow along here. See another Nova. Has another TP. Would not want to waste it if he doesn't have to. No more Novas to worry about now. We'll get home, we'll get healed up. We'll sacrifice a couple of these Skeleton Warriors, get the mana count up, and get ready for the next part of this creeping game. Using the Crystal Ball, knows exactly where EnTe is. And these players know so much about one another. Based on what's been crept already. Based on hero levels and items. Process of elimination, they just already know. The Crystal Ball's really just there to verify their assumptions, which are already almost always correct. SyDe able to push back EnTe, slightly getting him back into an unfavorable position, but now EnTe where he wants to be able to fend this off and maybe claim a couple creeps as well. Creep was taken by EnTe there. Next creep also sniped with the death coil of EnTe. But this one will be claimed by SyDe, who's looking to get any sort of XP that he can. Fortunately, looks like we lost Booster there. Unfortunately, Booster going down. Down for the count. See if I can restart it, although it never really works. Once it crashes, it crashes. So everyone go give some donations to Pat so he can get this booster fixed, because it's been really, really flaky lately. Past couple days, it's been down a ton. But that's okay. We have plenty of information, just the old-fashioned way. EnTe getting caught out of position, is slowed down for the time being, wants to get back in position. The 46 food army of SyDe looking quite strong right now. A couple ghouls in position. Be able to take down some of these Tuskars. Although the level 6 is what they're fighting for, is going to be claimed by SyDe. Slightly mistimed there, and also the last creep by SyDe as well. Nice surround on the Death Knight of EnTe. EnTe has no TP to get out. Will pay it for it with his life. And now SyDe pushing on forward, going to press back this army of EnTe. EnTe must retreat as the level 3 Death Knight starts to scale pretty well into the mid game here. Has the level 2 Death Coil now. Going to push back this army of EnTe, but a nice Nova onto the ghouls of SyDe. Now finally getting some auto attack damage on EnTe's Lich. 31 food army of EnTe starting to wither down. A nice Nova to claim that Crypt Fiend. And now this Lich able to push back this army just by himself. Has the level 2 Novas in stock. Getting the Death Knight back on the field. But the armies of SyDe, the heroes of SyDe, looking quite strong at the moment. Has the tri-hero trifecta. Going to be able to get some nice silences and Black Arrow as well. And really no statues, destroyers to deal with the summons at the moment. Still need to train destroyer form. Also needs to think about getting a third hero. There it is, Dark Ranger on the field. And a mirror from beginning to end all the way through. And the crystal ball used again. Just the spidey senses of EnTe, so accurate. Keeping an eye on SyDe all the way through every step of the way. Lich has the level 4, the level 2 Dark Ritual going to be so effective, so potent. Be able to keep those Novas rolling all game long. Cloak of Flames for the Death Knight. Not the worst item in the game, but the question is, how effective will it be when Death Knight has to be repositioned quite a bit as he gets focus fired down throughout the fights? Looking to get this level 8 Magnetar, gonna get the Legion Doomhorn. Not quite what you're looking for there, as the undead player will certainly be sold as soon as possible. Sold the staff, bought the scrolls. Sending some of the skeleton warriors back home. And SyDe looking to start a full-on push here. Wants to claim some of those acolytes. Nice Nova auto attack combo. Take down some of these acolytes. 2 acolytes down. A bunch in training. 2 more fall, granting the level 3. Probably going to be taking level 2 Black Arrow and TPing out right away. Did claim almost 4 acolytes. Did get it right at the end there. Has this one ghoul stuck behind to claim the life of the acolyte. Sold the crystal ball, no longer needs it, as the map almost entirely crept out. Really just a green camp left here. Oh, EnTe not happy about his items. I wouldn't be either. That's not the wombo combo you're looking for. Rings and crystal ball and the Legion Doomhorn. Did not get the item combo he was looking for. Going to have to scratch and claw his way back into this game. Banshees on the field for SyDe. Obsidian statues also here. One of them will certainly be morphed into a destroyer when the time is right. And now we're at the time of the game where the scouts are sent out. SyDe certainly has a big advantage right now. Has the Expo up. EnTe looking to get one of his own up. And the 60 food army of EnTe looking to potentially press into the Expo of SyDe, but
A player's forces are under attack.
SyDe's sitting really pretty right now. Has the Ghoul camping at the Expo. Wants to keep an eye on any attempts from EnTe to expand. We'll catch it doing the chain morphing. Getting the destroyers all morphed with full mana. Chain morph in effect. Death Knight scouting on the outer perimeter. Needs to be careful. Don't want to get caught out of position. Moves just in time. SyDe back into the army. Web starting to come into effect. SyDe going to have to web down all of these destroyers one at a time here as the anti-magic shell out on all of the units. Starting to chip them down one at a time, deflecting as much magic damage from these destroyers as possible. All of them are webbed down, going to be able to be chipped away by all of the units of SyDe. EnTe now with 53 food to SyDe. SyDe's 68, doing tons of damage right now. GG's called immediately. EnTe knows that SyDe had all of the advantage that game. Items, you name it, he had it. Hero advantage, economic advantage. And we're going right back into game 2. Classic items, that is for sure. As SyDe takes game 1. And the winner of this goes on to the semifinals. Players looking to get started immediately. SyDe versus EnTe, game 2. SyDe is up 1-0. Probably won't have War 3 booster this time either. Looks like it crashed on me. Yeah, War 3 booster not happy with me as of late. I don't know what I did to it, but I apologize if I upset you. Oh, we're back. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Game 2 on Tidehunters coming right at you right now. And a great game from SyDe. Had the hero advantage, had the early expo. And now EnTe needs to think about, how do I pivot? How do I transition to get back into this game? Take this to a game 3. Not find myself in the lower bracket. Winner of this goes to the semifinals of the closed qualifier and is that much closer to going on to the main event to compete for all the cash, all the glory.
A player's forces are under attack.
Acolytes high-five one another as they pass. Going to see Lich coming out first for SyDe, but EnTe looking to change things up. With the Crypt Lord. Yeah, Senator Chess, I'm not quite sure how this all works because there are games tomorrow.
Under attack.
And maybe tomorrow's the lower bracket. And then the top 4 of the lower bracket maybe move on. But I'm not quite sure the format I'm just reading based off of what the bracket page shows. And it shows a semifinal. But if winners of these matches just go on to Dreamhack, then congratulations to the winner of this best of 3. But that would make sense. You're going to have 4 competitors at the top of the bracket, and then maybe 4 competitors at the bottom of the bracket. So that could certainly make sense. And maybe lower bracket tomorrow would be what's in store. Everybody's second chance. But EnTe, regardless, wants to get into Dreamhack here and now. Needs to come back 2 games here. And SyDe playing very well, very much in shape, showing what he's capable of. The Lich of SyDe does not want to get caught by this massive ghoul, beetle, skeleton warrior army. Getting safely out of position there, avoiding the surround. And some Novas going off onto the full army of EnTe, granting the level 2 that he needs and will take. Dark Ritual. And EnTe wants to hunt this Lich down, does not want it to be around for much longer. You can see just the raw amount of damage this Lich is able to put out on the full army. A nice impale. Might be able to get the surround locked in. Not quite. Lich is able to slip on out of there, and SyDe able to live yet another day. A nice Nova onto the Crypt Lord of EnTe. Forced to be pushed back a little bit as another Nova still in stock for SyDe. And that could spell the end of a couple of these summoned units. Meanwhile, ghouls wreaking havoc on the backline acolytes of EnTe. EnTe needs to be careful here. Lich also in danger of getting surrounded. Does get surrounded. One final Nova from the Lich before he must TP on out of here. Looking to get as much damage as possible. Not going to be able to close down the Crypt Lord. And the ghouls not going to be able to catch the free ride home. Going to be caught. And going to pay the price, being out of position, being a little greedy here. Going to lose a couple ghouls. And a TP. And unfortunately, body blocking one another. This ghoul is going to be able to make it home alive. Lich going to purchase some items from the shop. Going to get that boots of speed to be able to avoid getting surrounded, hopefully. And yes, looks like tomorrow is loser bracket only, so thank you for that clarification in the chat. Folio Vagone. That's how you pronounce your name. Thank you for the clarification. So, winner of this best of 3 goes on to Dreamhack. The regional event. Loser goes to the loser bracket tomorrow for one final shot at getting to the big stage. SyDe going to be able to take down one of these beetles. Meanwhile, EnTe really looking to get level 3 from this Null Overseer here. SyDe looking to snipe the XP if he can time it right. Going to get that auto attack. Not quite. A nice fake out. Guts auto attack goes to EnTe. So EnTe does get the item and the XP. Cast that Ritual Dagger on one of his summoned units. Going to get healed up as much as possible. Meanwhile, SyDe stuck at level 2. Didn't quite get that auto attack timed perfectly as he was looking to do, but going to pull the Null Camp of his own. EnTe going to take down the Turtle Camp. Plenty of breathing room. And we're going to keep an eye on the Lich here, see when he gets level 3. Is going to choose to expo at the southern Turtle Camp. And you're going to claim that Tome of Intelligence as well. Checking out the macros here. Slaughterhouse is coming up for both players. Going right to tier 3 as we so often expect. Tier 2 finally finishing up. We'll expect a slaughterhouse coming up any second now. Trying to get surrounds in on the Lich of SyDe. SyDe able to slip out with the help of the Boots of Speed. Also going to be able to get some auto attack damage onto some of the Beetle line. Force the Cripplord to use more mana, summoning more beetles. Now going to get to work on some of the ghouls. Going to get body blocked by some of the skeleton warriors. EnTe senses that the Expo must be up and is going to pay a visit. SyDe trying to get a cancel onto the Expo of EnTe, but EnTe is here to defend. Just a couple more auto attacks on that haunted gold mine, and it will be quite a cancel indeed. Will have enough damage to cancel it. Is canceled just in time by EnTe. EnTe does get a nice surround on the Death Knight. Needs to be careful here not to lose too many units in exchange for the Death Knight. Death Knight's final act of service is to heal the Lich up to full. And we'll get a surround on the Acolyte of SyDe, as EnTe going to be looking to re-summon that haunted gold mine. 36 food to 37 supply. We have just about even head count here, but the hero advantage going slightly to SyDe, but not for much longer. Death Knight now out for EnTe, looking to close the gap here. Now has coils, now has healing for his frontline hero, Cripplord. Also gonna be looking to get that mana count up with the help of some statues. Where is that slaughterhouse? Couple statues in the back line for SyDe. Only ghouls at the moment. A nice impale. Up and down you go. Now the battle has begun. Death Knight first to start getting focused. Some dark rituals going off onto the Lich, trying to get that mana count up as much as possible here. One statue in compromised position. Going to start getting auto attacked down by EnTe, but ignored for now. EnTe shifting his attention on over to the ghouls. A decent impale. Only gets a couple ghouls, and the Lich there is going to be able to auto attack down some of the remainder of the ghoul line. A nice Nova from SyDe. Able to get some damage, and the ghouls just evaporating left and right as the supply counts now down to 31, 33 apiece. Auto attack damage onto the Death Knight of EnTe, who pops a potion, gets healed back up to full. And EnTe is the one who has to retreat this day, as the supply count and army presence of SyDe proving to be quite effective. One death coil onto the Fiend, trying to salvage it. No impales or coils left for EnTe. Needs to be careful. Does not want to get surrounded by what's left of the army of SyDe. And SyDe wasting no time at all. Going to pop a crystal ball as well. Get some scouting done. Moves on along, maybe going to poke at the Expo again, which is now online and operational. Has the Rubian Tower also upgraded, certainly going to help with any defensive attempts here. Destroyer and Dark Ranger on the way for SyDe, just like last game. So deadly with this tri-hero combination. A couple Fiends, a couple Ghouls, the DK and the Cripplord coming on down to defend the Expo. Wants to keep the Expo online. The Rubian Tower is here to help slow some of the units down. Will it be enough? EnTe figuring out the perfect time to get in here. Wants to line up that first impale, make it so effective. Has a nice line here. Might want to take it. Shoot your shot, EnTe. Not quite going to take the impale shot just yet. Lich starting to auto-attack down the ghouls. Both players going for the easy targets first. Wants to take down one of the destroyers. A nice death coil in time to help preserve as much of it as possible. Does eventually take the destroyer down, getting level 2 to the Death Knight of EnTe. EnTe's Cripplord falling rapidly. Needs to be very careful here. Is going to TP back. A couple of Illusion Fiends playing mind games with EnTe, and was not going to be able to claim that wounded Fiend for the time being. Skeleton Warriors going to work onto the mining acolytes of EnTe, and it looks like the Expo of EnTe quite compromised and in a difficult position here. Has to go back and fight it off. Will be spent wasting a bit of time getting a surround on, unfortunately, an Illusioned Crypt Fiend. Not going to grant any XP that he's looking for there. Illusion on the Lich. Must certainly know that this is an illusion, but it is there to body block and just be in the way. Death Knight getting tons of auto attack damage from the army of SyDe pressing forward wants to claim this Expo for his own. Another nice Nova onto the Crypt Fiends of EnTe. Spirit Tower finally online for EnTe. SyDe pushing it in, wants to take down the Spirit Tower and then finish off what's left of this Expo, but EnTe continually showing his presence, wants to claim this, and an auto attack from downtown. EnTe calls GG as SyDe moving on to Dreamhack.